Hey everyone, I'm Luke with Haas Tree Care. Today we're here removing deadwood out of these large oak trees that you see beside me. Unfortunately though, we had to remove a few of them yesterday because of oak wilt, and that's what I want to kind of talk to you guys about today. So oak wilt's a fungus that affects mostly red oak trees. It can get into the white oaks as well. A few of the signs that you can look for, mostly when the foliage is on, we're looking for yellowing of the leaf veins, and it's actually going to kind of look like packer colors when it has oak wilt. You'll see the real green leaf, but then the veins within the leaf are going to be bright yellow. Once you start seeing that yellowing of foliage, you know that your tree does have oak wilt. And once your tree has oak wilt, there's a few things you can do to help combat it from spreading to other trees. The most effective way to do that is through a trunk injection. So what we do is we drill into the base of the tree about an inch in, and we inject the chemical by the common name of Alamo, and depending on the size of the tree and how affected your tree is by oak wilt, will determine how much chemical we put into the tree. But what happens then is it gets taken up through the vascular system of the tree, and it goes throughout the canopy. Usually in about 2 weeks it'll be fully encompassed within the tree, and that's a little over 80% effective to prevent oak wilt, and also to, once your tree has oak wilt, depending on how far along it is, it can also help suppress it a little bit as well. But the big concern with oak wilt is once it's in your oak stand is that it spreads through the root system. So roots go 5 times the height of the tree in all directions. So these trees are about 80 feet tall. So if you do 80 times 5, that'll get you how far these roots are going out. So all these roots are intertwined within here. So once it's in a stand, it's pretty tough to get rid of. Fortunately for these guys here, there's a driveway that was put in a house, and these trees were here long before that, so some of that root system was severed. Another way that you can help to prevent the spread of oak wilt is by trenching. So you want to have a trench at least 4.5 feet deep, and depending on the size of the tree, it'll depend on how far away from the tree you want to do the trenching. What that does is severs that root graft that's forming, and can help prevent the spread of oak wilt as well. Another sign that you guys can look for is dieback on the tips of the trees. So the leaves will actually start falling off of the tree, and that'll just turn into deadwood. That's non-conductive tissue anymore, and ultimately that's why it's called oak wilt. So that's another sign, like I say, that you guys can look for, along with that yellowing of the leaf veins, and that'll get you a sure indication on whether or not it's oak wilt. So we're removing the deadwood out of these large trees here today because when there's an open wound in the tree, such as a piece of deadwood, the living tissue is actually trying to grow around that deadwood. So by cutting it off where the living tissue is starting to encompass the deadwood, we're actually able to help the tree seal over that wound faster, and that way there's not as many open vectors for oak wilt to enter.